We're going to get started on chapter 14. The title of this is Creating Artwork for a T-shirt, but really what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with the symbols, which is a really useful, helpful perk in Illustrator, and we're going to look a little at the Creative Cloud libraries. So to start the lesson, you're going to open L14, Start 1. You can see that we have two different artboards here. Once you get it open, we're going to do a file save as, and we're going to name this your name and then t-shirt. And it's going to be an Illustrator file, so we can just accept the defaults here. By the way, I have updated to Adobe Illustrator 2021, like I mentioned in the last this same learning plan, but when we covered chapter 13. So if you haven't yet, it's probably not that big of a deal, but if you see any differences, that could explain it. All right, we're going to click on the larger artboard over here and display that one, make that one fit into our window. So we're going to work with symbols, and we can find those in our window drop down and then go down to symbols, and that's going to activate this floating panel. So symbols are reusable art objects that are stored in this panel right here. So if you were to create a flower and it had many parts and you grouped it together, you can then save it as a symbol, and each time you pull it from the library, it's quickly adding multiple instances of that one symbol that you originally made. If you do anything to change the symbol, all of the linked instances of it on your artboard are going to update, which is super helpful as well. So not only do symbols save time, but they also really reduce file size. So you can see there's a flower right here, a Gerba daisy. If we were to use the symbol tool and do 50 Gerba daisies on here, really, it's 50 instances of this one file. So as far as file size goes, it's as if you only have this one daisy in your entire artboard. So it really helps with file size and speed and efficiency. All right, we are also going to hide our smart guides for now, so you guys know where you can find them in the view right here. There's also a spot over here in your properties panel where we have guides. Click away from that. And if we hover, this is the quick hide your smart guides. So I'm just going to turn that off for now too. All right, our symbols panel right here comes with a few standard symbols. We have a rectangle, a splash, an orange, trim marks, a ribbon, and a Gerba. These are the default symbols, if you will, that are with every document. But they have a library down here again, just like for our other tools we saw. So we're going to look at this, and we have so much to pick from here. Everything from arrows to tiki to sushi, mad science. It's actually just crazy. We're going to go down to the tiki options. And in this floating window, I'm going to make it bigger, we can see all the different options. If you want to see them large list view, might be a little bit more helpful. We can see their name, bird, cat, dog, guitar, whatever. The one that we want is the one called the fish. And all we have to do is click once on the fish, and that adds it to our symbol panel that is saved with this one file. It's not permanently added. The next time we open a brand new file, the fish will not be there. It's only going to be saved in this file. So once we have the fish loaded up, we're going to close out the tiki options. And with our selection tool, I'm going to switch to that, we're going to take the symbol instance and we're going to drag one onto our artboard. There's our cute little fish. We're going to do it a second time. Drag out a fish. There it is. So these are instances of this one fish. With one of them still selected, so the second one that we did, we're going to make this one a little bit smaller, and we want to keep it proportionate, so I need to hold Shift as I'm dragging down and just make this fish a little bit smaller than the other one. One thing to note is that we can't edit the individual artwork that makes up an instance without breaking the link. So if we were to drill down in here and try to change this one to have a red face, it would break the link. It's no longer this exact symbol. So we can do simple things though, like scale, rotate, move, change the transparency. Also, when we have this selected on our artboard, look up at our properties panel. It's telling us that we're using a symbol right now, and it's a static version of it. All right, with that same smaller fish still selected, we're gonna Option or Alt drag and make a copy of it. So we've now made our third. We could have gone back to the symbols panel and dragged out another, or we could just Option drag. It's still making a copy of the symbol. You can see up here that it knows it's still a linked symbol. All right, this one we're going to make a little bit smaller also. And then we're going to arrange the three of them like you see in the book, or if you just want to follow what I'm doing, we're going to do this, this, and then this. Not sure why that bounding box is still there. It's kind of weird. Okay, there it's gone. So we're going to arrange them sort of like this. All right, once they're all three dragged into position, we're going to move on to the next topic.